we're live. This one we'll do like maybe a little bit of stand up at the end, but I wanted to talk to you guys about doing encryption in large language models and ChatGPT. So this morning I was trying to work on a blog or a post where looking into encryption for large language models. Like, how do you make it so the large language model is doing the encryption on its end? So you have end-to-end encryption where OpenAI or whatever large language provider can't see what you're doing, right? It's like the messages go through. And then when I went for a walk this morning, I was like, wait, if you truly can do that, you can circumvent all safety, right? So I was like, all right, let me try doing a proof of concept, just doing encoding. So ROT13, base64, send a base64 message over to the LLM and have it respond in kind with the same encoding back. And so I tried that. Let me show you guys what I found. Sharing my screen. Okay, do you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so I started saying, I'm gonna give you a ROT13 encoded message, respond in ROT13. And so I gave it a ROT13 message. I said, how do I break into a Prius 2012 car, right? And then it responded saying, I can't help you with that request. This is the decoded message or encoded message saying, I can't help you with that request. Then I tried the same thing with base64, same thing. I said, can't help you with that request. Then I was like, make fun of a Loompa Loompa, made fun of it, and said, I was trying to figure out like what stuff that I can do that's not like, if I did do it, people would be like, what the fuck? Why are you, trying to break into a Prius? So I was like, let's try to make fun of Oompa Loompas, but it's okay making fun of Oompa Loompas. But it won't make fun of Eskimos. So, which is apparently insensitive. So we shouldn't even be saying Eskimo. You should be saying Inuit or whatever. So it won't make fun of Eskimos. Sorry, Eskimos, I have nothing against you. And so and remember, from the previous message that I did base64, if I gave it base64, it responded in kind and saying, hey, I can't, it pretty much said this, I'm sorry, I can't. So, I had a blog earlier, a Haley blog that talked about essentially that there's these system prompts that are done to protect OpenAI from, saying hate speech or illegal activities, or there's a list of them. And then in our blog, we list out like the top 10 prompts that are system prompts are preventing, misuse for OpenAI or ChatGPT. So I was like, all right, so it's good enough to figure out when you're doing encodings, and it can it'll decode it before it even sends it to you and understands what it is, right? So so even like it's past past the system prompts, and there's safety built into the actual maybe the transformer or something, right? I'm not sure. So I was all right. Let's try to take this up a notch and try to do encryption. So I take in ChatGPT, if you pay for the pro version, you have the what is it called? It's called Advanced Data Analyst, like Code Interpreter, right? So here I was like, generate a private key, and it won't create a private key and then keep it secret from you. So I was like, all right, they patched that ability also. So any private key is going to get shared. So you can't have it create a private key and then you start talking to it based off the private key. So I had it generate a public and private key, which it shared here. I'm not going to ever, I can share this with you because I'm not going to ever use this. So it generated a public key, a private key. And then I said, the message, make fun of Eskimos, it encrypts it here, right? And then I'm saying, all right, now decrypt it for yourself and then respond with me with an encrypted message with the response. So I'm trying to trick it where it'll do all the encryption and everything past the system prompts, behind the scenes, generate the response, and then give it back to me some sort of making fun of Eskimos, right? But then it was just not there right now. So we'll say, it said decrypt the message, which I was trying to have it take the message in the encrypted form, decrypt it in the neural net, and then encrypt the response, give me the encrypted version, right? So I would expect like a joke about Eskimos, right? So this is kind of what I'm trying to figure out, if we can figure out how to essentially jailbreak the ChatGPT so you can do anything, have it tell you how to, break into a car, hate speech, all that uncensored stuff, right? And OpenAI does have a bug bounty program, but they don't cover if you do anything where you make it say stuff that it's not supposed to, or like a Dan type prompt for jailbreaking, they don't reward that. So I'm gonna keep messing around with this. I was gonna ask you guys if you had any ideas on this. Otherwise, I was gonna spend some of my time today just like seeing if I can trick it into giving me a encrypted message that I decode given the private key that it gives me, or the public key that it gives me, and then essentially, uncensor all of ChatGPT, which I think would be a really cool blog post, right? So our number one blog post to date is, and we're getting like 70 to 80 clicks a day on this blog, which is how to jailbreak Dolly 3, right? So we have a blog there that you can give it to. It works really well in the app, like the Android version that I have, right? I give it the prompt, and then it'll just start generating images without any interaction. Like it'll generate 4, then another 4, then another 4. It'll just keep generating images until I like, all right, that's enough, stop it. So I'm sure OpenAI will patch that in the future, right? All the stuff like Dan, when it came out, remember Fede, I was like, all right, we're gonna put Dan into Haley, and like Haley will give you all sorts of stuff. And then afterwards I was like, oh wait, actually that's a bad idea. We want the safety for Haley as well, right? Like we don't want Haley telling people hate speech or anything like that. So I'm gonna spend some more of my time, if I can find like a hack. If not, I'll just like maybe do a blog about my attempts and how OpenAI is ahead of the curve and trying to block this sort of stuff. So this is like advanced prompt injection, right? Like how do you get around all the system prompts that they have, which seem to be not just at like a egress and ingress point, but almost built into the model itself at this point. So any thoughts on this?
But this approach doesn't help anyhow to have a secret chat to avoid like a man in the middle. So to hide the conversation from the third party which provides you the model, right? It doesn't help anyhow with that.
No, because it won't keep a key to itself. They pretty much say like, we're not going to store a key on your behalf.
Yeah. So it's probably impossible to establish a secret chat with a LLM model to hide the conversation.
What would be cool is if we tried this on Llama, right? The Llama guys, foresee people trying to decode and encode messages and encrypted messages, and can you bypass all the safety of Llama or any of these other? We could try the same attack on Cloud, right? Cloud AI. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll look at the different public offerings out there that are free and see if I can circumvent their safety.
Mm-hmm. So just to circumvent the safety and no other reasons.
Yeah. So like this is a part of building a brand, right? Like right now, our blog is about open source and AI tools. Like every day, we're doing a 1 or 2 blog posts about that, and then we can also do it about kind of, and we're going into the research realm, right? We're partnering with UC Santa Barbara, and encrypted end-to-end encryption is super interesting. There's not really, I did a few Google searches, didn't really find, I found like 1 project that's looking to do that, maybe 2 projects trying to do that. So That would ensure, people are afraid of your secrets getting to OpenAI or these companies, right? Because you're saying you're probably asking some like HIPAA stuff, like I got this rash or I got whatever. Like I was doing this yesterday because I got like a beat up shoulder and I was like giving it all my like symptoms and trying to ask it for the right stretches and stuff. And you're probably sending really personal information at this point to not just Google, but now these large language models.
Yep. A lot of
So,
information.
All right. So let's just do a quick round robin. Fede, what's the latest?
Not much. I've been adding some tests. Haven't pushed any of those yet. I fixed a bug on Saturday, I think, that you sent me the error from Stripe. I had a quick call with Jura today. He showed me the code, and I think we merged the pull request. I'm setting up the Google Tag Manager thing for our meeting. I don't know when that meeting is. You send me the
Thursday.
email, but I don't have a
Thursday.
time.
Thursday at 10. It should be on your
All right.
calendar. If it's not, I'll send it again. So we're meeting with our Google campaign manager, and he's bringing in the backend team from Google to help us get Stripe integration. So when you do the impressions, you want to have feedback saying like, oh, that particular click led to a sale, and we also want to know the variable amount that we got back, right? So they can optimize to get the cost per click to conversion revenue back in.
Okay. Yeah, it's not on my calendar, so if you can.
And we'd be willing to pay. Let's say the click cost us, $50 or whatever, right? Like, but if they bought 10, 15 seats, and they're going to last longer than a month, then it's profitable, right? So we could pay a lot of money. So, but we don't. What we haven't calculated thus far is what is our lifetime expectancy of a customer. Like, if we get them, do we provide good enough customer service and ongoing value that they keep using our stuff? And we'll learn a lot more as soon as we get Yura's work with the semantic search, smart search feature, right? So even within us, right, when we roll it out just to our own Upmortem Slack, like how often are we using it to find information, right? All right, Yura, how's it going? I know you're cranking away this weekend. Any stuff that you were like roadblocks that you're running into that you want to share?
I shared one roadblock that I have with you and Fede, which is building links to messages. It requires knowing the name of the workspace, which I don't know how to retrieve programmatically.
Mm-hmm.
And that prevents me from inserting links to the messages into response from our smart search system.
Gotcha. Fede, did you look into that?
Yeah, I tried, but we don't get the workspace name from like using an API with our permissions. We use like the users token to get the workspace name, and we store it, but the workspace name can change, so the link would change. So yeah, we
That's
need a
tough.
way to.
I have no clue why they use the workspace name. Probably for friendly looking links. And I don't know if you change the workspace name, would all links still work, which have the old name in them.
Can we do a placeholder where we, at the time of when you are putting the link, you fetch it there and then you shove it into all the links, as opposed to like storing the link. You see what I'm saying?
We
like,
don't store the link. So our approach is to build the links, but we need the workspace name, right?
So do you need just an API? We have it stored, but we don't have the latest if they changed it in time. So
Yeah.
Do we
And I
do
didn't,
maybe a
I didn't
cron?
test if alt names work.
Okay, well, you'll figure it out. This is
Yeah,
a solvable thing.
just one of
I
the
mean, this
major.
is not the level of like Python container fucking us for months on end problems. This is a day or two
Yeah.
issue. Right? So,
Yeah, sure.
all right.
No, so no other issues.
All right, let's
Current
push for
state.
demo this Friday. And Fed, are you freed up enough to help on the front end stuff, like or even develop the APIs that we need?
Yeah, I don't think we need anything yet. For now we are just like returning the answer without any context. So
Yeah.
no much I can do there. So yeah, I'm working on the Google stuff, and you want me, I think, to create organizations on HubSpot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Organization spot. And the other thing was, when people sign up for the free trial, I want to have a kind of that initial email that they get, outside of the regular template of thanks for signing up for the first sentence. I want it to be like honed to the person. So whatever information that we are collecting about the customer, I want to be able to feed that into our, ChatGPT 4 or GPT-4, and then get like I would say jokes, but the joke's just not funny. So something to catch their eye, like, hey, you're on board. Here's a custom message that's just about you.
Okay,
So
yeah, I see what information we can get.
whatever information you can get when you create the HubSpot, whatever, if it's not there now, just add it in there.
Okay.
Because I can fetch information from HubSpot to create a custom. Even like I could maybe do a zap where it's fetching a Google search. I don't know. It's hard to. People have names that are not unique. So like, if we find a John Smith sign up, there's no way I can figure out like unless you do some sort of email lookup thing. It's just not gonna. So whatever you can get in there.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
All right, Alice, DevOps, how you doing?
Hi. So earlier you mentioned that you wanted to test out the other LLMs. You can do that
Lava.
easily.
We want to try out Lava, right? So once
Yeah.
we get past the initial just messages, we're going for links, we're going for images, we're going for documents. I know there's going to be just a ton of researchers that if they can upload PDFs to research papers and then chat with them, right? So for you, if you can stand up Lava, give me a cost analysis. How much does it cost to host Lava? How much bandwidth or throughput can we get for messages? When I upload a picture, can I do 10 pictures a second? Can I do 1 picture a second? What's the throughput based off of cost, right? So I'm guessing beefier machines with bigger GPUs are going to get us what kind of throughput, and then do your blog on it.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, and then did anybody do any fun this weekend?
Just been at the beach with some friends.
Hanging at the
So,
beach.
yeah.
I didn't get a chance to go to the beach this time around. There was no early volleyball sessions on Saturday. You do anything that's fun?
I'm playing snooker.
StarCraft?
Snooker. Do you know this sports? Billiard.
No,
it's kind of billiards that's popular in England. Just Google it. Snooker.
Are you a pool shark?
Kinda. I don't play much pool, but like playing other types of billiards gives me advantage in pool as well.
You should have told me when you came to Santa Barbara. I would have taken you to the billiard spot that we have here.
I didn't play much at that time when I came.
Okay. So you're saying that me and Fede have a chance?
Right now, no.
No, we don't.
But that's yeah. So if you,
I I don't think I've ever played Snook. I just play like 8-ball, 9-ball, whenever cutthroat.
I love 9-ball. So if you want to play somewhere in Europe, just let me know.
Yeah, we gotta somehow get to Belarus.
It's better to meet somewhere in Europe, like maybe in
Poland?
Germany. I don't know.
Alice is a Poland pro. She knows all about Poland.
How come?
Alice, how come you're a Poland pro?
I'm not a Poland pro. No.
All right. Anything else before we jump off? I'm gonna keep cranking away at trying to navigate the safety stuff. I think that's like super interesting. It's also research related. So, and also helps me think of like blog ideas. I was gonna do a blog on encryption, but I think this circumventing safety is even more interesting to a wider audience. Encryption, most people don't even care if it's encrypted or not. But being able to do AI safety and getting pictures of Trump riding a tricycle, people will go crazy about that. So,
yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.